London News here on YouTube and on Rumble. Well, we've got lots of news for you today. We had our court case on Sunday, the 20th of March. And as you can see in the background, it pops up there. We cannot show you the people there. We cannot show you, especially the jury. It's blocked out because of, well, common sense, common law, common sense. You can see in the background some of the law enforcement aspect of the common law court, which is growing day by day. As I say, growing exponentially. But anyhow, the court case was in relation to people being removed from their positions unlawfully. And I can't say too much on this channel because we've got to stay within the guidelines. We can't name who it was, and we certainly can't name the companies, right? But it was a major hospital and a large printing company, which in the eyes of the defendants, they've done the wrong thing. But anyway, we had an enormous turnout. We had a great venue. And what you can see in the venue there a little bit when it pops up, but the jury is blocked out. Around the corner, there's about the same amount of people because it's got an extension to the left there. The court we normally would use could hold 300 people, perhaps even 5, but that's stretching a bit. We had a lot of people turn up. So the people who were the defendants, if you like, is a term I don't like to use, were sent summonses for mediation, and they didn't turn up for mediation. I will put that up on the channel, but not on this particular venue, but I'll put it up on Rumble. I will name the companies, and I will also name the defendants, if you wish, right? As they didn't turn up for mediation, they then summons before a jury of their peers. They didn't turn up there either. So the cases went forward. The people laying the charges, they actually put their case to the jury, and it was quite tearful. There was a man, he was pretty upset by what the cost of losing his job unlawfully, and a lady one of the nurses and one of the other, there was 2 nurses involved, put their cases forward. And it was really quite an emotional outlet. They were awarded an enormous amount of money, in my personal opinion, over $1.5 million, $1.3 million. I'll again explain that further on in the next on Rumble. But it was horrendous what's happened to these people, and a lot of the people in the jury and in the audience as well I dare say, we're in the same boat. I can't say for sure, but we did ask for a shower of hands that anybody make sure people on the jury weren't biased in any way. So we got a very good jury. The jury was picked by ballot. We put a number between 1 and 12 in a box, plus about 50 or plus more blanks. So we ran the audience until when someone got a number, they moved up to the jury position, and the blanks were kept out by hand until we got a 12-man woman jury. Well, it was mostly women who turned up because the men these days seem to have given up on doing anything. They've gone a bit weak, and it's not just here in Australia, it's everywhere. Men have gone really slack, and it's sad. The outcome of the court after this money was granted by the jury, they spent quite a long time deliberating on a guilty or not guilty and on the penalty. And when they came up with the penalty, and we had apparently one of on the jury was an accountant, so he worked a lot of things out. It seems to have helped them come up to a reasonable, well, quite a large sum of money in my opinion, but that was the jury's decision, nothing whatsoever to do with anybody else in that court. Now, the next step is we'll send letters out. We have to send the court orders out. They're being processed at the moment, being printed. They will be delivered by a deputy sheriff or sheriff, whatever the case may be, to the defendants in these cases, and a letter of demand. And that has to go through the normal process, another letter and a final letter of demand. And then we'll have a solicitor who will take up a lien on property if they fail to comply with the orders of the court, which are lawful orders. And once it's published, it becomes law. At this stage, I'd like to thank everybody who turned up. There was people who come from Wilson's Wilson's Pier. Anyway, that's a long way away, guys. Sorry, I'm tired. It's Tuesday and Monday. We're quite tired because it was a long day on Sunday. A lot of people turned up, and that's all that matters. And it's getting bigger and bigger. Some of the people there will be actually in a good position to run some courts themselves. We're going to swear them in as elders of the court, which elders was the word way back was used for the elders of citizens and the villages. The county was become elders. They later on become earls. So it was abbreviated to earls, like good afternoon, good avo. In Australia, we say avo, good avo, you know. But then elders became earls. So there'll be earls of the court. So these people will get together, gathering together a group, and they will do the paperwork, organize it. And of course, the court secretary, Anne, which you see in the photograph there, she keeps the records and the files and sends them overseas wherever necessary. So anyway, I'd like to thank the guys and girls who turned up. Majority were female, and I really thank you. Come on, guys, get off your butts. I mean, if you don't do that, I'll just put a flash in what life and what the government wants you to do. They want you to get rid of your car because petrol prices are going up, and that was before any war. And that was because electric cars is the way to go. And it amazes me. I drove to about a couple of 100 kilometers, maybe, I don't know, where it was 300 or 400 kilometers. I don't know the distances of the town. And we're just having a chat. How the heck do we get back if we're on electric car? Because there was nowhere to charge it up. So you'd have to carry a generator, I'm sure. I don't know. That's just my personal belief. I'll have to think about that. But you can go someplace, but how the heck do you get back? And we've got such great distances here in Australia. I don't know. The answer is, but anyway, if you keep on allowing these criminal politicians to carry on as they are, you're going to have a look at. Well, that's a little flash in the background where the horses stand. Well, that's where we're heading for, guys. So we got to do something about it. Now, you got to support the common law court in human beings, men and women turn up, which is fantastic. We need a few dollars in the kitty. There's not much money around anywhere, but everything we do costs money. Printing, time. Well, we're all volunteers. That's okay. And there's no charge to bring a case. So if you've been wronged, and you need a jury to make a decision, a lawful decision, the whole thing is just common sense. You lay the charges, they come to mediation, they don't turn up, we go ahead with the court case. If they turn up the court case, they put their case forward and vice versa, just like in a normal court, which is not normal in a sense, is it? Because there's 5 layers and a common law court is on a level playing field. So please support us, get off your butts, put a few dollars in the kitty. And I really thank there's people putting $10 a month in. I really think, God bless you for it, because you're doing something. And there's major companies and large companies and business which have lost a lot of money. And if you've got a few quid left in the kitty, put it in and we will help you fight these criminal politicians. Now, the Labour Party are going to win again, I think. And if that happens, well, you might as well start waving goodbye to everything because you don't own your home anymore. And I'll explain that on Rumble. The reason for that, you don't own anything. Anything that's registered belongs to them. And that's something the common law court is going to take care of. We're going to have where you can, I won't use that word register, you can put your car in it as an owner in the living man's name or woman, like Barry John or Mary John, or Mary, whoever the case may be, and remove it out of the fiction, put it into another claim, and then we will inform the authorities, whoever on Vic Roads or whoever the kick they are in your state, country, or world, that there is another owner of this vehicle and they don't own it anymore and they can't take it away and crush it if they like. But anyway, at the end of the video, there's information, email address for an ID. Get yourself an ID, guys. Move out of the fictional system. Get the ID, which states that you are a man or a woman and you're not a person. The law only applies to persons, and that's unlawful laws, that is, apply only to persons. So the idea, information at the end, please, the bank account at the end, put a few quid in there. We need it because every time, look, printing material, ink for the printers, I mean, $130 I paid just for a couple of little ampules, or whatever you call them, for the printer. It's all money and it's coming out of a couple of people's pocket at the moment, and we could do a bit of help. But it's your court, your decision, and only you, as living men and women, can do something about it. After all, one time we voted for politicians, they were called public servants. They carried out the will of the people. Now they become a private company and they tell us where to go. That's why the federal government can't tell the state governments what to do, because they're all private corporations owned by another private corporation and controlled by another lot of people. Anyway, London News sign off. Great results. Court cases, the people won. Big money was awarded to the victims. And that's just, we're small acorns at the moment. Now we're growing. Please support us, help us grow, because this is your court, not mine. It's our court, men and women of this country, and Ireland, England, wherever the hell you are. I mean, I get people watching this from all over the world. It all applies to you. And on our website, CLCI Australia, which I'll put up a few times, you can download documents to help you get out of fines. You promise to pay them, but you ask them some questions. They will be taken a task for not. See, we have a principal situation where the principal is in charge, but the agent's not passing on the information. Well, we're putting that document up now to correct that. And we will lay charges against the principal for failing to comply with the law. And this time it will be an indictable offense, not a simple offense. It'll be indictable. And an indictable offense is an arrestable offense, and it could end up in jail. The jury makes the decision to that. There are provisions in law for the system to continue on and arrest these people and put them in the clink. Anyway, London News again sign off. Thanks for watching. See you guys on YouTube, which we're on now, and of course on Rumble. Please come across and subscribe to me on Rumble. Help us out. Love both channels. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Certificate of Identity, Diplomat. Now, just look at this. All you have to do in order to get your ID done is to send in a photo. Given names, obviously very important. If you only got one, that's okay. If you have a family crest, as the family name goes in there in brackets, which means it's actually on the document, but it's not part of the document because that's the deceased stated law. If you have an emblem, send it in and I put it up here, one place or the other, right? Make room for it. Live birth event. All that means live birth event. The date of birth, DOB, so the lay man or woman understands what DOLEB means. It's just date of birth, right? Address, Australia. Now the barcode. You don't send me a barcode. I send you an envelope registered. Those envelopes cost about $5.50. It's got a barcode on it. It comes by registered post and it's pretty slow. Whether that's going to improve or not, I don't know. But at the moment, it's slow. So it's basically a simple card. I'll explain some of what these things mean later on. You can look it up yourself, but I know most people is too much trouble. The flag, the Australian flag, not the blue one. I love it, but that's our real flag. On the back of the card, it just makes a statement. Now we're talking about Michael John Doe. So that's where I stand under common law. It just tells you, you've got nothing to do with statute laws. Just read it yourself when you get it, or slow the video down and stop it so you can read it. It's God's law. And then the given names, your name is just John, it's John, or John Michael, Seamus, whoever the case may be, that goes in there. It's a pretty simple process. And I'll just move down a little bit down the line. Now, this is very important. This is basic information required for your ID, as I just said. A crest is not necessary. Okay, I will supply the barcode that comes off the envelope, and you keep that forever. Keep the envelope when it comes to you. Have the ID in it. Keep it somewhere safe, because you may need to prove one day that it actually did go through the post, because, you know, just keep it anyway. Now, I will send you a copy for approval. And then you can send the donation if you're happy with it, right? Now, I'm not running a business. I'm an old codger trying to make a lot of people happy, and I'm doing that so far, I think. Well, if I'm not, well, I have to work harder. Please mark it as a donation because I end up paying tax and I can't afford that. The card's $60 each, which is cheaper than the UK one used to be. It was £25, which is a lot more. But anyway, it takes about 3/4 of an hour to do a card, setting it up and doing it, and then send the information out. You get the information back, printing it. So all along, it takes a little bit of time to get it done. But I'll explain what ID really means in the video if I already haven't done that. I don't know where this is going to come up. Anyway, that's that for now.